So the sequel slash prequel to Orphan is being released this Friday on Paramount Plus and in limited movie theaters. And I very much plan on watching it because back in 2009, a little bit of a story, my parents went and rented this movie from Blockbuster. Yes, remember Blockbuster, a place where you could physically go rent movies? It was amazing, but that's another story. So either way, they rented this movie and it was rated R. I was not allowed to watch it unless they approved of it, which they would watch it first and then tell me you can watch it, just don't tell any of your teachers. So this movie was you can't watch it. But I watched it. Late at night, I got the DVD, and watched it in my room, and I watched it. And I remember it very vividly because I was a very uncomfortable little boy watching this movie. Orphan stars Isabelle Fuhrman and Vera Farmiga and is about a husband and wife recently lost their baby, adopt a 9-year-old girl who is not nearly as innocent as she appears. 13 years ago, which makes me feel so old, this movie was released in theaters, and it was a movie that just looked generic from the trailers. Now, I don't really remember anything about the movie. I remember them renting it from Blockbuster. I remember watching it. But when I watched it that night, it stuck with me because of the twist. And a lot of people know this movie because of this twist, which I will mention in this review. So if you've not seen Orphan, go watch it, because the twist is a for sure reason to watch the movie, because it's a good movie. It's shot really well, cinematography, really just a good, decent horror film. But then that twist just puts it on another level of like, holy fucking shit. My biggest praise is Isabelle Fuhrman as Esther. I mean, she was like 9 years old, 10 years old, making this movie, and what she does, wow, especially at the very end, which we'll get to. But she's not even Russian. She had to learn the accent to do this role, and then she had to do that and then be a sweet little girl in front of everyone, because that's just what movies do with little kids that are evil. Like, remember Problem Child? Great movie. Kid was a great little kid in front of the dad, and then when grandpa came around, he was like, eh. This movie, instead of doing she's like, eh. But for real, as a little girl doing this type of role, she is amazing. When she is being threatening, she's very threatening, honestly. The scene where she has the knife up to her brother's sibling's penis, gonna cut it off, I mean, Jesus, I felt like I was like, please don't cut his prick off. Like, I know you're a very evil woman, because, wow, like, that is just, you are a psychopath. And this whole movie, you don't know what's wrong with her, and she's doing crazy stuff, and then once she starts killing people, and the little girl that's deaf can't really do anything about it, it's a very dark situation, and then you have this really good family drama with Vera Farmiga, who is, I mean, of course, she's a great actress. I mean, she is really good. And then you got one of the Sarsgaards, and he's like a husband that has a bad, cheating past life, but she has alcoholism, and she had a little situation with little Pond and her daughter, and obviously the big theme of losing a child. That's why they're going to adopt Esther. This all has a really good family drama, and with Esther being in the house causing all this chaos and all these little things causing drama, it seriously is a movie of 2 hours full of just like depressing shit, and it looks great. I mean, seriously, the cinematography, the snowy atmosphere, the house, like seriously, this movie is really well made. The acting, really well done. The directors, the production designers, everyone should be really proud, especially people who do the makeup, because Esther, this little girl, I mean, obviously at the very end, what we reveal of her character, the makeup was very important, and it looks great. But overall, this movie has a really good suspense to it. It's very interesting. Yes, it's a little long. Yes, I will say we've seen this before with Problem Child, a person like this little girl who's causing all this drama, but really she is the evil being. But who am I kidding? Let's talk about the twist of this movie. So, just like the tagline says, what is wrong with Esther? Well, Esther is not a 9-year-old little girl. Esther is a 30-year-old woman. She has some type of disease that makes her just look like a child. She's 30-something, she's a grown woman, and she wants to fuck Vera Farmiga's husband. And I cannot imagine filming that scene as those two actors had to act with each other, and this real life 9-year-old girl acting like a 30-year-old woman trying to seduce the husband. It seriously, like, honestly might be top 10 most, like, cringe moments, but it's, I mean, I can't, the actors do an amazing job, but as the audience, you're like, in the end, obviously, Vera Farmiga does defeat Esther. She does kill this little girl, or I'm sorry, this little woman in this icing situation, and it's a really cool scene. They fall in the ice, she kicks her in the neck and breaks her neck. It's a fine little sequence, and I very much enjoy it. Oh, also, them killing the dad. When I first watched it as a kid, I was like, oh, I feel bad for the dad. Watching it now, I'm like, he's kind of a dirtbag, even though the whole movie, him and Vera Farmiga are just horny for each other, and when Esther's watching them have sex in the kitchen, like, it's very just icky. But it's a good movie. Seriously, if you've not seen this movie, I really recommend it. It is a good movie. I'm going to give Orphan a B+. And yes, I do plan on watching the second movie this Friday. I might go to the theaters on Thursday night, but I'm not sure about it quite yet. All I know is, I kind of hope it's good. I know it's going to Paramount Plus, but, like, I hope it's good. Even though it's a prequel, and, like, the actress is, like, 23 years old, so, like, that's gonna be weird, but we'll see. I'll definitely watch it Friday. Anyway, guys, enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.